Okay, hi everybody, I'm Maria, I'm a health coach, and today I'm going to do a masterclass of nutrition, and I try to, do you listen? No? Okay, louder, okay. I prepared a presentation about nutrition, the basic principles, and what is important for me in order to plan your nutrition and adapt it to dancers especially, okay? So, can you see the screen if I'm here correctly? Yes, everybody? Okay. So, I'm Maria, I'm a health coach. I work online and in some clinics. I'm specializing in hormone balance, ketogenic diet, anti-inflammatory nutrition, evolutionary nutrition, digestive and psychonutrition. I'm also a student of biomedicine. And I'm also CEO and founder of Holistic.trainers, which is an online platform specialized in nutrition and for everybody, but in the sense of seeing nutrition as a tool for health, not just for have a good physique or just for fat loss. Okay, so this is my team. I want to introduce with who I'm working with. I have an interdisciplinary team. Well, you cannot see good titles, but I have naturopathic therapist. I have psychologists, dietists, personal trainers, and also doctors. So we all work together to coach clients and empower for their health. You know, try to see nutrition and to understand our body as a whole, not just treat from health, not just treat from nutrition or psychology, to have, you know, to see human as a whole. So if you're interested, you can enter to holistic.trainers.es and you can check. We are going to start on the 1st of August coaching and attending online live. Okay, so talking about dieting. I see many clients who come to my office and, well, online, like this, okay? Sorry. So I'm sure that many of you felt some way like this, like which diet I should follow, gluten-free, paleo, keto, vegan. Now vegan is cool, now vegan is not, now carnivore. Someone felt like this sometimes? Okay, so for me, this should be your Bible from now on, okay? Stop counting macros, stop counting calories, etc. Just focus on this. Eat properly. So it's better to focus on the quality of the food you're eating rather than the calories, okay? So try to go far away from low fat, low sugar, and try to go to real food, you know, like nutrition ones. Go from where we come. It's what I call evolutionary nutrition. So our ancestors didn't eat low-fat foods, low calories, etc. Try to go as natural as you can, okay? Rather than focus just in macros and try to get exactly numbers and weights everything all the time, which is not sustainable. Move your ass, okay? Exercise every day. Mindfulness and cortisol, stress, everything affects so much to our health. It can be one of the main reasons why you don't lose fat, okay? And also we know that if we are not emotionally well, we try to cover it with food. Who felt sometimes when they are anxious or stressed and try to catch the food, try to, you know, take some donuts, attack directly, okay? So humans try to cover emotions through food. So be mindful, attend to your emotions, don't try to not feel the emotions, just manage properly. So a coach or a psychologist can help you with that. And also be mindful is the best anti-aging, okay? It's demonstrating scientifically that people who is more stressed gets older faster. It's not just an invention, it's scientifically proved. Also sleep well, follow circadian rhythms. Humans, we have a biological clock inside of us. So it's really important to wake up early and go sleep before 10, 11, something like this. Try to avoid screens at the last minute, okay? Because it can make that you don't sleep properly. And while we are sleeping, our body recovers, etc. So it's really, really important to sleep well, and fasting, which I'm going to talk about this at the end, okay? And also, when I say about eat properly, it's what I told you about focus on the quality, not just on the numbers, okay? And better not eating than eat rubbish, okay? So while we are traveling, etc., it's better to do not eat anything, go on coffee, go on water, rather than eat a few sandwiches or a few croissants that will be starving easily, okay? Okay, so imagine you are a bunch of cells, okay? Imagine your body is a bunch of cells, that react in front of the stimulus, okay? So you don't need to understand this properly, but I'm talking about epigenetics. So imagine that your body has a bunch of cells, okay, and they will react depending on the stimulus you provide to them. So if you are providing to them cortisol hormones, stress hormones, toxics, a lot of alcohol, a lot of sugar, the components of the DNA will, how can I explain that easily? Okay, so you maybe can have cancer, okay, cells, for example, cancer in the genes, you can be predisposed to, but depending on how you act, you can activate those genes or not. Okay, so only 6% of cancers are genetic, so you cannot do nothing. But if you act properly, if you eat well, if you are not stressed all the time, if you try to avoid toxics, avoid excess of medication, avoid excess of food, etc., you can prevent from a lot of health issues. Okay, so your cells will act depending on how you feed them. Example, if you have a Ferrari, you won't feed them with water or with, I don't know, shitty diesel. You will feed them with, good carbohydrate, with good fuel, etc. Okay, so your body is the same. You should provide to your body the best quality foods you can. Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you, that your lifestyle influence to your DNA expressions. Okay, so in your cell, it's encoded certain messages that you can activate or not, depending on how you eat, how you act, how you manage your emotions, if you exercise or if you're not. I didn't want to go too much on biochemical, but in summary, it's this. So which are the problems while dieting? Someone here has ever tried diet and failed? Yeah, what happened?
So I started eating, let's say, a lot of carbs because I'm really thin in complexity. I started working out, also dancing, and I keep doing a lot of cardio, let's say, and I think that's one of the reasons why I maintain myself in always since, I don't know, 10 years already in the same way.
Okay. So now you stopped or you're relaxed?
I'm still eating. I always try to eat as healthy as possible, but I keep doing the same sports and dancing.
And in terms of fat loss, some girls have ever tried any juice program or any detox or really fast? Have you tried?
¿Te lo puedo decir?
Sí, por supuesto.
Está diciendo el problema de la comida rápida.
Bueno, o sea, cuando empiezas una dieta, ¿con qué problemas te encuentras normalmente?
Con el tiempo.
Con el tiempo.
Yo, por ejemplo, con el tiempo, que el no tener tiempo de prepararme la comida o de cocinar o de comprar todas las cosas que necesito para hacer esa dieta, pues como lo que pillo.
Yeah, that's one of the main problems, that or we go 100% or we don't go. Okay, so we should learn to be flexible. To maybe one day we can eat once, the next day we can eat 3 times. Maybe next day I should go to a restaurant and I cannot follow the diet. But people, it's like, or I go black or I go white. Okay, you should be flexible. Try to eat good, but also always be flexible. Nothing happens if you eat a chocolate or if you eat candy, something. It doesn't matter. Your body is not a calculator that say, okay, at 12 in the night, I see you consume those calories, so I'm going to get 3 kilograms of fat. It doesn't work this way, okay? So when following a plan, try to be flexible, because control leads to discontrol always, okay? So, give me the magic supplement. This is one of the most repeated demands of my clients, but I always say the same: eat well, rest, train fast, and don't smoke, okay? We are going to talk about tobacco and alcohol at the end of the presentation. So for me, this is the pyramid while planning your diet, okay? First of all is adherence and emotional health. If you are not stable, if you are stressed all the time, it will be impossible to follow any kind of diet plan, fat loss especially, okay? So count calories. If you want to lose fat, you should be in a deficit. Your expenditure is this, you eat this, you lose fat. No problem if your hormonal and your gut systems works properly, okay? We're going to talk about this. Nutritional strategies, okay? Carb cycling, those kinds of diets that one day they eat a lot of calories, the next one less calories, they try to play with macronutrients and calories, okay? But this has less importance than the rest. And supplements and superfoods at the top, okay? Like when I put it on the top, it's like the less important, okay? For me, the base is adherence, emotional health, and be in deficit, okay? While fat loss. So this is what I was talking about. It's in Spanish, but either way, when you want to lose fat, you just need to be clear on that. This is your expenditure, so your basal metabolism. This is the amount of calories that you expend while you are resting. So your body normally expends like 1,500 calories, more or less, just for the normal functions, to think, to process the food, etc. Then thermogenesis, to maintain the temperature, exercise, and need, which is the steps you take in a day. So it's up to you to raise or lower your calorie expenditure, okay? So if you eat less, you will lose fat. Simple. If you want to gain muscle, if you want to raise your weight, just eat a little bit more, okay? So yes, depend on the certain metabolism, okay? Yeah, it's not that easy, but normally, in current metabolism, works this way. So how to lose fat easy? Boost your protein intake. Also, your body needs a lot of energy to burn the protein you are eating, okay? So one of the main strategies is raise the protein intake. You don't need to be calculating all the time how many grams of protein you are eating, okay? I will give you a small schedule of more or less how much protein you should take, okay? Because you won't go to a congress, weighting everything. No way. It doesn't work like this. Go on a low carb but high fat. This is one of the main mistakes. People used to go on low fat and low carb diets. So they starve, they don't feel good, they don't feel with energy, etc. So when you low carb, it's important to raise fat. Coconut oil, avocado, nuts, peanut butter, cheese, all those things that they say that make you fat. No, it doesn't work this way, okay? So this will be one of the main strategies. Fasting, it's been demonstrated by science that eating in a window of 8 hours or less, so what I say, for example, you eat the first meal at 12 and you eat the last one at 8. So eating this period of time makes you lose fat easily, okay? Even if you eat the same amount of calories, it's different if you eat in a period of 8 hours rather than 24, so eating constantly, okay? Even if it's the same amount of macronutrients or calories. Raise your need, like be active, walk, try to reach 10,000 steps, more or less, at least. Strength workout and HIIT, okay? Sebastian will talk about HIIT, I guess.
Big supporter.
And be flexible, always, okay? Try what I said before, control leads to discontrol. So try to always, it doesn't matter which is your objectives, you can be able to go outside, eat with some friends and eat some pizza sometimes, okay? Nothing happens. So the Pareto principle, the rule of 80-20, the 20% makes the 80%. This is what I'm talking about, supplements or everything, okay? The most essential thing is that you do a good caloric deficit while if you want to lose fat, I'm talking, okay? And eat properly rather than use one certain supplement, okay? So let's say that calorie deficit and quality foods makes the 80%, okay, of everything. One supplement, fat burner, can help 2%, but nothing, okay? So focus always in training, be proactive, and eat foods with high nutritional density, okay? So talking about macronutrients. You can calculate your amount of energy that your body needs using these formulas. Okay, if you want to note, you can see how many calories approximately your body needs. Okay, Harris and Benedict formula. I always recommend to lower 100 calories more or less. Okay, and then you have MyFitnessPal to track your macronutrients. At the end of a diet, or when you want to plan your diet, I recommend the first weeks you weight your food just because visually you can see the portions. Okay, so with these applications you can see how many grams of protein a broccoli have, or how many grams of fat an avocado have. Okay, so you learn by yourself more or less how much you're eating. Okay. If you don't understand something, whatever, you can ask me. Okay, so the first macronutrient are proteins, okay, more or less between 1.5 2 per kilogram of weight. So if a person weighs 70 kilograms, he should be eating like 112, 140, okay? I recommend that the days you train, that the days you have more energy expenditure, you raise your protein intake, okay? But you shouldn't eat all the time, every day 140, and if you eat 134, you won't gain muscle, okay? It doesn't work this way because I know sometimes we act this way. So example, 112, it will be 3 eggs in the morning, 150 white fish, high protein yogurt as a snack, and 150 chicken breast, okay? This will be an example. And be conscious that if you go on vegan diets, or, because I recommend to introduce 1 or 2 days a week at least of a vegan diet. So you should know that not only chicken or cheese or yogurt has protein, seeds have protein, broccoli has protein, even bread has protein, okay, in lower amount, but it has. Legumes, etc. It can be considered a really good fat burner, okay? As I said before, your body doesn't proceed protein as it proceeds carbs, okay? So it takes a lot of energy to burn all the protein you are eating, okay? So that's why it's a really good strategy while you are trying to lose fat. Okay, carbs. In my opinion, I really love ketogenic diets, which is a diet based on protein and fats, because your body can produce glucose, which is when you eat carbs, your body decomposes them, okay, they break and they produce glucose, which is like the source of energy of your body. But your body can produce this glucose through fat and through protein, okay? So it's not necessary to eat 50% of your diet of carbs, okay? This won't help you at all. So I recommend to go on high carb, for example, potato, sweet potato, legumes, basmati rice, this kind of carbs. Try to avoid pasta or bread. But as I said, go for a pizza once a week, nothing happens, okay? Adapt it to your calorie expenditure, and try to go on low glycemic fruits. I recommend between 1, 2, or 3 fruits a day. My favorite one, blueberries, strawberries, okay? This kind of forest fruits are the ones that has more properties, okay? And try to eat at least 200 grams of vegetables a day, okay? Yeah, that's what I said before. Your body already produces glucose, okay? So through protein and fat. So it's not necessary that in each meal you eat a huge amount of carbs, okay? Maybe in 1 or 2 meals. That's why I suggest go on keto diet, but I don't promote just one kind of diet because I don't believe in diets, I believe in lifestyle, okay? So what I would recommend is that you build your diet thinking always on fats and proteins, and introduce, strategically some carbs all around. If you train, try to concentrate all those carbs. Carbs are found on vegetables, fruit, and legumes, faculties like potato, etc. Okay, so try to put it always all around the workout, before or after. Okay. Fat. So imagine your body produces hormones through cholesterol. Okay, so cholesterol is found in food that has fat on it. Okay, so if you want you want high testosterone, you want to rise, for men especially, you want to raise your testosterone, go on fat, search for the fat. Avocados, blue fish, nuts, seeds, cheese, butter, all those things that they always say, like they produce cholesterol, etc. There is any study that affirms that cholesterol and heart disease are related, okay? So don't be worried about eating foods like high cholesterol. Try to avoid hydrogenated fat, which is found of processed products, or margarine, or vegetable oils, okay? Those are pro-inflammatory and are kind of dangerous if you consume them, usually, okay? So while cooking, it's better to use coconut oil, for example, or olive oil rather than sunflower, etc., okay? I recommend that in your rest days, go on fat rather than carbs. Yes?
And what does libido mean?
Libido, that you want to have more sex.
Okay.
Because used to happen, men, women, when they are very, very low fat percentage, they are like tired all the time. They don't want, to interact with a partner. Let's say it softly. Okay, so this is what used to happen to the body that don't eat enough fat. Okay. Yes, that's it. When I'm talking about fat, it's what I said. It's about cheese. It's about nuts. It's about salmon. It's about chia seeds. Always try to. Oh, I don't know the name in Spanish. In English. Molidas. Yeah, not entirely. Just processed, smashed. Yes. Okay. Because if not, your body is not able to process it. Okay. This is my favorite butter. Okay. Don't be afraid of butter. It's really good for your health. It has butyric acid, which helps to your gut to recover, etc., to heal. It has vitamin K, A, and E. Okay, so don't be afraid to add butter, but please, a good butter, biological butter, etc. Okay. Yes, sure. What? What?
The slides will be available after.
If you want, I can send. If you, yeah? Okay, you give me the email and I can send it to you. Okay, so this is a small summary. Go on protein. The days you have a more calorie expenditure, eat more carbs, and the day you rest, eat more fats. Okay, small summary. I'm sorry. So, how to build your own diet? Imagine always the perfect plate. For me, this would be an idea. Half of the plate, vegetables and fruit. 1/4 of greens, beans, veggies, etc. And 25% of animal protein or plant protein. Okay, when we are talking about plants, I'm talking about tofu. I try to avoid seitan, which is really high on gluten. Vegetarians will probably know. Tempeh, I don't know if you know, is a fermented food, which is really, really interesting for your gut. And well, animal protein, chicken. Try to do not always eat the lean part of the animal. Try to go and eat the cartilage, all the bones, not just chicken breast, etc. Okay, try to provide variety. For me, it's really important to introduce at least 3-4 times bluefish into your diet because it has a lot amounts of omega-3.
Sorry.
Yes.
What's the difference between vegetables and then greens and veggies?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Sorry, this is a mistake. Yes, because beans, I'm referring to legumes, etc. But yes, imagine half of the plate. Yes, it's not good. I didn't put the right plate. For me, this will be vegetables, fats, or beans, okay, and protein, okay. Sorry, because I'm mistaken. Yes. For example, for vegetarians, it's interesting to build a plate like this. Now I understand, because it's the vegetarian one, I think. Because when you are following a vegan or vegetarian diet, it's important to mix different kind of grains, okay, to have the complete amino acid components, to have a complete protein. So, for example, mix rice and quinoa, or legumes and rice, okay. Yes, I put the, yes.
When you refer to legumes, that's like what can you define that? Because sometimes I struggle to, what's the difference between vegetables and legumes? Like,
In which sense? Legumes is a special category. It's just legumes. It's
So
not.
vegetables and legumes is the same?
No. Yeah, it's beans, kind of. And well, I consider sometimes like protein or carbs, because I mean, there's no food that is just protein, okay? So a bread has some kind of fat, some kind of protein, some kind of carbs, okay? But we consider and we classify food for the amount of protein, carbs, and fats they have, okay? So for example, an avocado has carbs, but it's really high in fat, so that's why we classify them in the fat category, okay? Sorry. So how to choose the perfect plate in a buffet? So first of all, choose lean protein, or what I said before, because in buffets normally, well, I'm talking about buffets because I'm talking about dancers and congresses, etc. So I focus on what to choose, because I've been coaching some dancers, and it's always a problem. No, I go to a buffet and I don't know what to choose. So here you have an example. Lean protein, because sometimes they used to fry the stuff, etc. So try to get lean protein, like boiled eggs, chicken breast, red meat, legumes and cheese, white fish, blue cheese, okay? Blue fish, sorry. Veggies, blueberries, veggies and fruits, sorry. Blueberries, potatoes, sweet potatoes, legumes, and a huge amount of healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, olive, cheese, etc. Okay? Try to avoid fried stuff, sauces, high-fat animal protein. Try to avoid drink a lot of water while you are eating, because it can disturb your digestion. Okay, so try to drink water during the day when you wake up, etc. And then try to eat 1 glass of water, a tablespoon of rice. Okay, try to do not do that, because you will have a worse digestion. Okay. Because it's mixed with digestive enzymes, and you cannot proceed good. Like your stomach is not as much affected. I mean, you will digest, but slowly. Okay. One second. Yeah. So especially for me, you should take a lot of care of your microbiota. Someone doesn't know what it means, microbiome? No? Okay, so in the whole body, we are covered of bacteria, okay, viruses and everything. So the huge amount of bacteria are located in our guts, okay? So it's really important, because are them who proceed the food. When you're eating, you don't digest directly and goes to your organs. Your bacteria takes this food, they proceed it, and you can absorb the result of this process, okay? So if you have this adjustment, if you are bloated all the time, if you like feel bad, want to vomit, don't feel good in your gut, it's probably that you have problems. Okay, so it's important to check it. It's not normal to feel bloated all the time. Every time you eat something, you feel bad. That's not normal, and you should pay attention, because if you have a modified good microbiota, which is really sensitive to medication, to stress, to alcohol, to tobacco, etc., you can have immune disease like hypothyroidism, Crohn's disease, multiple sclerosis. Autism is also related to gut disadjustment. Psychological disease, because your brain and your gut are really connected, so they message each other. Metabolic disease, some people that cannot lose fat, sometimes they have a different microbiome than normal people. So yeah, it can produce leaky gut, which is holes in your gut, and everything your body tries to remove, it becomes introduced in the body again, which creates inflammation. Your body is inflamed all the time. And it can produce thyroid issues, fatigue, and really stress, depression, anxiety, pain in joints, rheumatoid arthritis, etc. Okay, so it's really important to take care of the microbiome. How can you test your symptoms? You can go to the digestive doctor and you can ask for a SIBO test. They check if you have any disadjustment in your gut. Parasitosis, some parasites in your gut, or some kind of allergy, okay? How can improve your gut microbiota? Avoid toxics, like try to do not use creams or deodorants or any kind of chemical product. Okay, this can affect your microbiota, especially in the skin. Okay, but ACOS, which is anti-baby pills. Okay, it's been related that anti-baby pills can cause gut disadjustments. Moderate antibiotic intake, so try to do not medicate yourself. Okay, never. Avoid alcohol, manage stress, avoid omeprazole and anti-inflammatory pills as much as you can. Okay, if you had surgery and you feel bad and the doctor recommends you that, go all in, but try to do not medicate yourself because many people do it. Moderate gluten and moderate lactose. Okay, eat more polyphenols, which is found in fruit and vegetables. Okay, fermentable foods like kimchi, chucrut, tempeh, miso soup, kefir, all these kind of food have bacteria on it, and it improves your gut microbiota. Okay. So fasting. Where's Sebastian? It's not here. Okay. So I did a special space to talk about fasting and understand a little bit which are the principles, and when we are doing it, understand why, and not just because I hear it in the news. Okay. So fasting leads to autophagy, which is the ability, well, the word autophagy originates from the Greek words meaning self, and phaging, which is to eat. It's the ability to eat yourself, okay, literally. So when autophagy starts, when you start a starvation of 12 hours, more or less. So when you don't eat anything in a period of 12 hours, it starts the process of autophagy, okay? So depending on how long is your fasting, the benefits will be different. Okay, so let's see. This looks complicated, but actually it's not. These are some kind of the process that happens into your cells, okay, in your body. So actually what they do is they clean everything. So your food digestion, your metabolic processes, all that's happening in the body to maintain you alive, have some wastes, okay, like some kind of trash. So during fasting, your body, what he does is they take everything and they remove it from the body, okay? They also avoid inflammatory messages that are, because your body is all connected, all the cells talk to each other. So autophagy leads to a reduce of this inflammation and a reduce of those inflammatory messages, okay? And it also, phagocytate is the ability of one macrophage, which is an immune cell, eat a virus or a bacteria. So it's really good for your immune system to fast sometimes. I will say after how many hours and how many times you should do it, but it's the main summary of the health benefits of fasting, okay? This is a little bit more specific, okay? Lysosomes, which a Japanese Nobel Prize discovered a few years ago, clean the metabolic waste from the cytoplasm. So you have the cell, here you have the nucleus, and here you have the cytoplasm. So imagine in the cytoplasm, you have full of toxics, full of the trash of the cell. So lysosomes take everything out of the cell and they clean it, okay? Yes, so from where we take the energy if we don't eat while we are fasting? For example, me, I don't eat anything since yesterday at 10, for example, but I'm full of energy. Because your body it's smart, okay? They have mechanisms to obtain energy from other places. So cells use ketones from the adipose tissue to provide energy. So your body takes your fat, to say it, to provide energy to the body. So the body takes the fat, it takes it to the liver, and in the liver they produce ketones, which is a source of energy, kind like the same source as glucose, okay? But it produces less toxics, less radicals than the process to obtain energy from carbs. Okay, it's a small summary. I don't know if I explained myself there. Yeah, it facilitates the degradation of damaged cellular components. So what it does, it's what I say, apply the hormesis principle. So a little stressor makes your body more resistant to the environment. Okay, so for example, that's what they say that sauna, maybe if you don't drink, never take a shot of vodka, or maybe really stressful workout or fasting for 3 days are small stressors that makes your body stronger. Okay, so your body tries while you're starving tries to kill and to remove all the things that are making your body weaker to make it stronger, okay, to survive. Because if you see years ago, we have never been able to eat 5 times a day. Our ancestors never had food. Maybe they can eat once, twice a day. Maybe they spent 3, 4 days and they couldn't eat nothing, but they survive. So don't be afraid if you don't eat in a day, or your body is smart and will try to find out the way to be stronger, okay? So the summary of autophagy: increased fat loss because you eat less. So if you try to fast between 12, 16 hours, your period of eating is small. So you can, maybe you eat twice or 3 times and big plates and you feel more satiety. You don't feel hungry all the time while you're fasting, okay? Increase mitochondrial efficiency. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, is what produces energy. Okay, so fasting and autophagy leads to a better mitochondria, so you will have better and more energy. Okay, it boosts the immune system, increase lifespan, and reduce food expenditure. Also, you eat less, you spend less. Increase satiety. Yeah, this is the mitochondria. It's really important. When the years pass, your mitochondria are weaker, so that's why we feel more tired. So yeah, autophagy leads to a better functioning of your cells' mitochondria. Okay. So this is what I was talking at the beginning. Everything in life has his black, white. Okay, the moon, the sun, yin yang. Okay, so the same with our body. Our body needs periods of feasting, of eating, but the periods of do not eat nothing to try to have this equilibrium. Okay, try to. Yes. Yeah, I will go on this now. So. How do you start? I recommend to start with 12 hours, 3 times, 4 times per day, and try to go to 14 and 16 daily for some days. Okay, so for example, start 1 month fasting for 12 hours, which is not difficult. You dinner at 8, 9, and you have breakfast at 8, 9, which is not difficult. And you try. One day you try 14, one day you try 16, and see how you feel. Okay. But don't try to go 3 days fasting, because your body needs to be adapted, so go slowly. Going keto will make it easy, because your body will be able to use in a more effective way your own fat tissue, okay, as a source of energy. Yeah, how to break a fast. So when you do a 24 hours, for example, sometimes people eat a huge amount of food and they feel super bloated and they feel super tired. So this is not the way. I really recommend to break it slowly, chewing really good everything, because your gut will start, to function again. So I recommend no more than 500 calories, high in fat, protein, but really, really easy digestible, and vegetables like spinach, for example. So a perfect meal to break it will be 2 eggs, a little bit of spinach, and a little bit of avocado, for example. Okay. Yeah, I would recommend, if you want to, fasting can be seen from different point of views. Okay, fasting, you can see it from the health point of view. Okay, or you can see it from the simpler fat loss view. Okay, so if you have this fat loss strategy, that's the reason why you use fasting. Try to train while fasting in the morning, okay, for example, and then break it, okay, not before. It will be like, try to wake up in the morning, do a huge heat, walk 5,000 steps, and then you eat something. This will be the best way to use fasting for fat loss. It doesn't work, you cannot see it properly, but you obtain those benefits of cleaning and boosting your immune system when you start fasting for more than 3 days. Okay, but I don't recommend actually to fast for that long now. Okay, we always have some kind of specialist next to you, or do a keto a few weeks before. Okay, so I don't recommend to go on 5-day fasting. Okay, I recommend to do between 16, 20 hours daily. Okay, and that will be more than enough if you are healthy. Okay, So I put a space for supplements, which I told you it's just the 20% of your diet strategy. Okay. Oh yeah, I did this before. So omega-3s, I won't explain the whole process, okay? But you need a compensation between omega-3 and omega-6. Our population have a really problem with that because we have a lot of omega-6 foods in our diet and a really low omega-3 foods, which leads to inflammation, same. And inflammation leads to metabolic disease, cancer, autoimmune, etc., okay? So I really recommend, if you cannot be all the time, or as you said before, checking your nutrition constantly, ensure that you eat a really good bluefish because it's really high on omega-3. But as I said before, foods has not the same nutritional density as before. So a lot of fishes don't live in the sea; they live in captions. So the amount of omega-3 that they have is really low. So I recommend Antarctic krill oil or ultra omega-3 as a daily supplement, okay, especially if you are in caloric deficit. Hydrated collagen, it's a really good component if you do a lot of exercise, if you have joint pains, etc. If you had any kind of surgery, it's a really supplement that it's proven that it works. Amino acids to recover, I recommend to use it. For example, if you fast for fat loss, one strategy will be to include amino acids while you are training. Okay, this will help you to preserve your muscles. And curcumin, which is a really amazing herb because it inhibits inflammation and it's a really antibacterial component. So for me, one of the top supplements that I will include in my, And then I don't promote alcohol drinking, okay, just the opposite, but as I know that many people do it and when they go party, etc. I put in a space how to hack your hangover, okay, so what to do when you know that you are going to drink and you don't want to feel bad the next day, okay. The red ones are the worst ones, the ones that will lead to more inflammation and more hangover. So I would recommend kind of vodka, gin, tequila, whiskey, and distilled spirits, okay? Try to do not mix, okay? It will be even worse. It will be worse if you mix it with carbonated drinks and high sugar. If you eat the whole three, the next day you will be so crashed. So it's better to have 2 vodka shots or whatever, drink just from one kind of alcohol, okay? Hack combo, so mix all together in a blender and drink the next day. You will feel so much better with this combo. I ensure it because I built a kind of shake that will make you feel better after a crazy alcohol night, okay? Try it and let me know. Other strategies, 1 glass of water before each drink, okay? It will help your body to remove all the toxins. Vitamin C, actually, before drink, like just wanna, not before each drink. It will be, I see everybody tomorrow like between a bachata, vitamin C. What?
Tequila and limon, it's easy there.
With what?
With tequila and limon, it's easy. There you have a vitamin C.
Yeah, but the lower amount. Better take it at home and then you go party. Glutathione, it's a really powerful antioxidant, okay? And N-acetylcysteine, which is a really good detoxification supplement and antioxidant, okay? About poison, this is, like as I said before, you can drink alcohol once, okay? A couple of wines once a week, nothing happens, okay? But try to avoid daily alcohol consumption, like daily wine glass, daily beer, okay? Because it can cause cancer, liver disease, brain cell damage, depression, stomach bleeding, and diabetes, okay? This is not, I'm not saying that if you drink once a week, this will happen to you, but depending on your genes, as I said before, you can activate or not certain genes that you have in your body, so be conscious of that. And yes?
They didn't say that red wine is healthy every day and red
because of resveratrol component, which is found in raisins. But compared to the damage that the alcohol does to your body, it's not compensated, you know? So better eat raisins or eat resveratrol supplement. So you should be conscious that media and pharmacological industry have a lot of power. So they sometimes launch certain articles on internet like coconut oil, it's hell, and everybody freak out and remove coconut oil. So try to be conscious that they have a lot of power. There are a lot of influences, a lot of studies have been paid to have certain results. So try to be critic and do your own research before believe something related to food. Tobacco, lower your vitamins in your body, especially C vitamins. So if you smoke, I recommend to go on a vitamin C supplement. It can cause bone fracture, lower muscle growth, cancer, anemia, osteoporosis, and chronic inflammation. Okay. So finally, I would say take care of your body, take care of your temple, be compassionate, be grateful, and be mindful. Okay. So be, and of course, be fit and sensual. Sebastian, you're in a good place. And yeah, thank you so much. Here you have my contact. I will send to you the presentation. And if you have any questions, personal questions, or you want any study related to something I said, you can contact me. Sebastian, I want to deliver all of them the presentation. How do we do this? To deliver the presentation to all of them, we put all the mails there. Yeah?
I think that's the system. So we're going to give you access to all of these afterwards. We cannot do anything access to it online, but we can send it to you also. So you have everything. So
if you have any questions.
What a great idea. We find a solution. I think the easiest thing to get it is that, or you send us an email to bfitnesssensual.com, and then we send it to you. Use Bright nutrition for dancers, nutrition seminar, and use the program user. That's the way to do it, to be honest, instead of taking emails and stuff like that.
Okay. So if you have any question related, yes.
So for the party in the evening, I mean, we have like this whole day with all this workout, and we don't have time to eat or get an avocado or something like that. What do we do to be fit for tonight?
I would say that better eat something before, 2 hours before, and you can go on 2 supplements that I said before, like vitamin C or glutathione. This will help you to, I mean, the damage will be done, your toxins will be on your body, okay, but this will make you feel better the next day. And the supplements, I told you people will know. Hangover supplements. Glutathione, this is my favorite.
This is the hangover cure?
Yes. Glutathione, and this one too, and acetylcysteine. Both are really, really good. Not just for hangover, just as an antioxidant compound, which is interesting to introduce it like once, twice a year for 2 months. Will help you to remove certain kind of toxics and support your liver. Any other question related to that? No? Okay, so thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and I hope you like it.